Hello and welcome to Finomoney, the Fintech show. I am Ajay and we are on the second Saturday of June. So, without further ado, let's find out what's there today on the show. We first begin with our special report on the rising popularity of UPI that is killing debit cards. Then, a special interaction with Manas Kapoor, product head travel insurance policybazaar.com, who will be speaking on InsurTech. And our trivia segment Finogyan will throw light on RBI's new digital payment system LPSS. Now, as usual, we begin with our headlines, the big five that has left an impact in the world of fintech. First, Paytm stock has received an upgrade from BofA Securities. This comes on strong revenue momentum, which the brokerage expects to continue. BofA has upgraded Paytm to buy and has also increased the target price to 855 rupees from 780 rupees. Paytm's shares have risen by 37% on a year-to-date basis, and the brokerage's revised target implies a potential upside of 18%. Up next, Google Pay has launched a new feature that would activate UPI service by using the Aadhaar number. Users of Google Pay can set their UPI PIN without a debit card. But this feature can only be used if the mobile number, bank account and Aadhaar number are linked to each other. Google Pay will show account activation using debit card and Aadhaar number, and the users will have to select any of the two options. And earlier this week, PhonePe launched its account aggregator service. The launch has been done through its subsidiary PhonePe Technology Services. In a statement, PhonePe said that the account aggregator service will enable users to access and control their own financial data and also share the financial data to regulated financial institutions for purposes like loan applications. And from the US comes Greenlight Financial Technology, which has opened its first office in India at Bengaluru. The Fintech has also appointed Sunil Shirgupi as the Senior Vice President and Country Head of India. The company said that Greenlight India Development Center will focus on accelerating product innovation and also improve the financial literacy for the next generation. It will also continue to expand its suite of all its existing products. And fintech SaaS startup Lentra has raised $27 million in its extended Series B round. The funding was led by MUFG Bank and Dharana Capital. Earlier, the firm had raised $60 million in November 2022. The investment was backed by Bessemer Venture Partners and SIG Venture Capital. Prior to the fundraising in November 2022, HDFC has also announced to divest 3.21% stake in Lentra. And now, off late, UPI transactions have been touching sky-high limits, clocking transactions worth crores of rupees, while debit card transactions have taken a massive slump. So, is this the end game of debit cards? Let's find out in our special report.
Post-COVID-19, debit card usage has come down. The reason for this is UPI. Banks that earn a chunk of their revenue from payment aggregators and from card companies like Visa and MasterCard are now complaining, because their customers have now migrated from debit cards to UPI. Though UPI has been around for quite some time now, it was only during COVID that people started using contactless payment methods and had got used to it. Now, we probably cannot imagine a life without UPI. To corroborate this, the Reserve Bank of India and the National Payments Corporation of India said that a total of 7.2 lakh crore rupees worth of transactions was done through debit cards, while the transaction value for UPI was 139 lakh crore rupees. This is a clear indication that UPI has become the most preferred mode of payments and customers have cut down their usage of debit cards. Adding to that, customers have spent more than 1,900 rupees through UPI as against every 100 rupees spent through debit cards. Now, when we look at the transaction volume, then debit cards has seen a steady decline over the years. In FY21, the number was at 4 billion. In FY22, the volume slipped to 3.9 billion, and as of FY23, the transaction volume declined to 3.4 billion. On the contrary, in the financial year 2022-23, there were 83.8 billion transactions through UPI. Another interesting fact to note is that earlier, a person used to go to ATM 16 times on an average in a year. Now, a person visits the ATM only 8 times. This is as per an SBI's Eco Research report. Now here is why UPI usage will increase in the coming times. According to a report by consulting giant PwC India, there will be 1 billion transactions through UPI every day in the country by 2026-27. It also says that with the increase in UPI transactions, its share in total digital transactions will increase to 90% by 2026-27. This share was 75% in the financial year 2022-23. So, why is the use of debit cards decreasing? From small ticket size transactions like 50 rupees to large size transactions worth up to 1 lakh rupees are being made on UPI. The biggest boost for UPI payments have been the increasing usage of smartphones. Unlike debit cards, there is no need to carry a wallet or a purse. From large retail outlets to small carts, QR codes have been installed everywhere, so transactions can be done in a matter of seconds. The customer does not have to pay any fee for using UPI. In contrast, for debit cards, they will have to pay an annual fee to the banks. At present, there are more QRs than POS terminals in the country. Merchants, on the other hand, say that QR is easy, convenient and cheap. And owing to factors like instant payment, easy payment collection, quick settlement, low cost and high security, they too prefer UPI. These are the reasons why UPI is shining bright while debit cards are rusting away. And looking at the foreseeable future, it looks like the end is not too far away for debit cards.
Just recently, we had the tragic train accident in Odisha where many had lost their lives, following which there were a lot of discussions on the importance of travel insurance. Now, in our special discussion, we will focus on the same and whether insurtechs can make faster claim settlements during calamities and major accidents. And to talk on this, we have Mr. Manas Kapoor, Product Head, Travel Insurance, PolicyBazaar.com. Welcome to the show, sir. How are you?
Hi Ajay, thank you. I am good. How are you?
I'm good as well. I'll begin my first question. How do you think the perception towards travel insurance will change post this tragic train accident in Odisha?
See, buying travel insurance is a good habit that users must build because this will help them safeguard themselves in an emergency situation while traveling from one place to another. This tragic train accident has made people realize what is the importance of travel insurance and what are different kinds of insurance that can help them safeguard themselves. I believe that in order to build a sustainable tourism industry, whether it is domestic or international, travel insurance should be made mandatory, just like it is right now for the motor industry. People buy motor insurance because it is mandated by the government, and that is why they have a fear in their mind. But because they are traveling with their loved ones, with their families, whether it is domestic or international, the risk associated is similar. So government should take certain steps and make this as a mandatory document, as a mandatory policy that one should have while traveling, and that will certainly help the industry as well and help people as well.
All right. Moving on to my next question. Now, though IRDA has asked a major insurance companies to make claim settlements faster, how fast can an insurtech settle claims as compared to, say, a traditional insurance company, especially at times when a major accident takes place?
See, claim settlement with an insurtech is definitely more convenient and a smooth process because their minimal paperwork, manual effort that is required is very less. And that is primarily because of the new age technology and innovative methods that is being used right now to handle the processes. But as we are speaking, we are seeing that many traditional insurance companies are already on verge of improving these processes by automating the certain manual work, reducing the time to settlement, what documents are required, clearly stating that how they can automate and reduce the manual efforts that is required in the complete settlement process. They are already on the verge of doing it. But definitely, yes, insurtech space is uh, already a step ahead of the traditional insurance companies, and sooner they will be also catching up with them.
All right. To my next question now. Do you think being in the optional insurance section in portals like IRCTC for InsurTechs can give more options for travelers in choosing different products as well as increase the insurance penetration?
Buying travel insurance is optional right now for passengers who have booked e-tickets through IRCTC website. But I was reading somewhere that it was mentioned that how can those users be given insurance who are taking tickets or booking tickets offline? How could we handle them? So we have to understand that answering this problem of insurance is something which we need to cater from multiple channels. It is not only online and it is not only offline. It has to be like a phygital space that we are working in. So currently customers have limited options and limited coverage that they have to opt for, and they might reject it also. If there is an option that is given to a traveler to choose from different products, it will be a great help for them so that they are able to choose best coverage product which are best suited for them. I'll just give you one example. The travel insurance that is currently offered by IRCTC is covering for death, disablement, hospitalization expenses, and a couple of more benefits. But what if the situation happens that if there is some robbery or loot that happened when you are traveling to another destination and something happens back home? So there are benefits, there are coverages that are present in the market, present with insurtechs and traditional companies, which offers better coverage, much more advanced coverage, and gives a holistic benefit to the customers that they can opt for.
All right. Mr. Manas, there was a lot of discussion of the non-availability of the coverage in the train route where the accident happened. So my question is, how much is the coverage or the accident cover presently being offered on travel insurance plan, and should this limit go up when there is a major disaster so that people don't overlook travel insurance?
Uh, Travel insurance, once the incident has happened, it is not structured in such a way that the coverage can be increased. So that is something which is fundamental, that travel insurance is only available in case of any emergency condition that has happened. So it is not possible that once the situation has happened, then the coverage is increased. But I would suggest the best practice that users could be prepared or could make is that they are ready for the worst situation that can arise in an emergency condition. In the current product that is present with the IRCTC website, the coverage for death and complete disablement is 10 lakh rupees, while for hospitalization it is capped at 2.5 lakh. So there are products, there are insurance companies that are providing products with higher coverages. It depends on the users and the awareness. Like you started with your show, that it is the awareness that the users are now having regarding the travel insurance, and definitely they will be able to understand what right coverage is suited for them.
All right. Just one last question before we let you go. Now, RBI is working on a new digital payment system that works even during emergencies. Do you think IRDA should work something on the similar lines by creating an insurtech platform that does faster claim settlements, documentation process during emergencies?
See, government and insurance companies are taking necessary steps in easing out the process for the customers. They are not, like in the current situations, they are not asking for the accident or the FIR, and there are many documents that have been waived off by the government so that the claims are settled more quickly, and the monetary burden that are with the families is reduced.
All right.
Claim process right now is a little manual in India, but we are looking at the space in a very positive manner, where companies are using digital tools, digital techniques to automate certain process to ease out the complete process that are there. I'll just give you one more example regarding this. everyone would be knowing when the COVID had happened in March 2020, and when this wave had started, there were many travelers, especially students, international students, which were stuck outside India. At that point of time, government had introduced special flights to evacuate them back to India safely. And many students and travelers who were stuck, they had taken the advantage under travel insurance to get their claims around whatever the additional expenses had incurred for traveling back to India. So the process was eased out at that point of time also by the government and the companies. So it should be made easy, and definitely it should be something to look out for in the future.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have for this discussion. Mr. Manas Kapoor, thank you so much for coming and sharing your insights. Take care, sir.
Thank you, Ajay.
All right, speaking of emergencies, the RBI is planning to start a new digital payment system called LPSS that works during natural disasters and emergencies. So what is LPSS and how it will work? Let's find out in our next segment, Finomoney.
UPI. This one word has now become a part of our everyday vernacular. Whether it's paying your household expenses or paying for your cab ride, everything is just one QR code scan away. In fact, UPI has made payments so simple that you don't have to rely on your debit cards, credit cards, or wallet anymore. This growing popularity of UPI and digital payments has caught the eye of the Reserve Bank of India. Don't worry, there's not going to be any more stringent policy introductions or rules that are going to affect your user experience of UPI. Rather, the RBI is working on a new payment system. To know all about it, you need to watch this video of Finomoney. Now, before we give you the details of this new digital payment system, why is the RBI planning to bring in this payment system? Because the country already uses payment systems like RTGS, NEFT and UPI. So why bring in a new digital payment system? Well, all these systems cannot work when there's a national emergency or a natural calamity. Whereas RBI's new digital payment system will work in emergencies like war. The name of this system is Lightweight Payment and Settlement System, or LPSS. Now, as the name suggests, the LPSS is a light and functional system with minimal hardware and software requirements. Simply put, it is a mobile system that can be adjusted to any changing circumstances, thereby making digital payments easy and flexible even during emergencies.
Well, that's it for today here on Finomoney, the Fintech show. Download the Money9 app and stay tuned to Money9 English's YouTube channel for all our weekend shows. Do check out the revamped website of Money9, money9.com. Until next time, this is me, Ajay, signing off. Take care, goodbye and adios.